Welcome back. We are in Kindlewaste for the mining and harvesting series, and as soon as I get here, the very first place I go is actually where we spawn, and that's for iron. So if you look out towards the north, a little bit northwest, you're going to see a hook rock right there. And right there is iron. Let's get over there and take a look. So when we're gliding over this way, and again, if you're looking at the compass, we're heading north, and just slightly to the west, there's the sun. Let me just zoom out here. Let me zoom out. So over here we have Brittle Bush, the haunted sun temples, and I have the ghost glider. First thing I do when I get here is get the ghost glider to make this easier. And if you drop down in this hole right here, you land right on a ton of iron. This is the fastest and best place to do iron in Enshrouded. So the next place we're going to go is for brittle mushrooms. And so we're going to go back to Kindlewaste. I'm so interested to get down beneath. We're gonna go back to Kindlewaste. All right, we are back at Kindlewaste, Ancient Spire, and the next item on the agenda is Brittle Shroud Flakes. And so we're gonna go ahead and just glide right off this side right here, and this is where we came to the Ancient Spire, Kindlewaste. Over there is our Saffron farm we're going to do in just a moment. We crossed over the Shroud with the best glider. We were on the advanced glider at the time. And then we just head for this canyon right here, and you have all of this mushrooms right here to cut down to get your Brittle Shroud Flakes. So there's just a ton right here. Very easy. There's also a stalker that can show up, which is fun if you want to fight that. Then you just run back up the road here after you farm everything that you need, and yeah, you are out of the shroud. All right, we're back to Kindlewaste Ancient Spire. We're looking off to the north, and next on the agenda is Saffron. And this is where we came to Kindlewaste. So if you're following the series from Nomad to Kindlewaste, basically there's Nomad right over there, and we travel through the town over there, right below the Haunted Sun Temple. We traverse our way around, and we come to, let me land where we plant an altar right here. Anywhere here is fine. So we put an altar right here, and then we glide off that direction right there, just on the other side of this big cloud right here. And between the last major release, nothing much has changed. We just head right over there, glide as far as we can on the advanced glider. I think I landed right there. I have updraft by this point. And we go right down here and to the water well. Don't go in there unless you want to fight a green meanie. I can kill him pretty easy now. And yeah, just a ton of saffron in here, as well as grapple plants. So all the saffron. I mean, I think you get like 40 or more per run. And you get other stuff. Green fabric. And there's more on the other side. So this is saffron, and let me just go to the map here. Zoom in. We are at Rose Shell Burrow, just north of Kindlewaste Ancient Spire. So we're on the Ghost Glider, so we glide across. If you're just getting to Kindlewaste, you're going to put an altar, as I stated, right up here, and you're going to farm the saffron you need for things like strengthening your flame and other things, other recipes. All right, so that's saffron. All right, from Kindlewaste, we're facing west, southwest, and we're going to land right on that stone that's sticking in the shroud. There's a ruined village right there filled with vultures. And this is where we get our Vulture Talons. And if you crank up your mob count, you can get even more vultures down here. I think there's 4 down here. So we just aim and land. And you can, I wouldn't set an altar there. You can set an altar over there to the right. There you can already start to see them. And one there. There's one over there. Right now they're on a flight path that's taking them into the shroud. But you can fight them from up on the rock, or you can come down here and fight them where they are. I usually will not do that. I usually will pull them out over here. There's one. Killed that one. Oh, I'm getting a lot. There's 2. We got a strong wand, so gliding down here and getting near the nest triggers them. And yeah, I probably wouldn't do that if I was a little bit younger. And I think there's a 4th one. He or she tends to fly a little further out, but you can pull that one. So yeah, Vulture Talons. What do we get? 27 just out of those, but I have, whoop. Okay, I thought I was seeing one. I have quantity harvested turned up. All right. So let's go look for some other surprises here. They took out the mobs that used to be off on the side that dropped the adhesive. Yeah, both of them. They took them out. And there's Shroud Flakes here as well. I wouldn't. A more peaceful place to do that. And to get out, you can head this way to the south, climb up, and you're out of the shroud right here. But I want to show you where you get some archaic essence. So let's drop down, back down, and head, I think it's northwest, up against the rock in the shroud. So let me just run this way. As soon as I see some mobs, whoa, don't want to run into that. We'll go over it. As soon as I see those mobs, right there. Yeah. And in here, kill these eyes before they shoot the beam. Kill the eyes. Probably not going to have strong weapons like this, so yeah. And in here you get let's see here, level 25 archaic essence. So this is a great place. That's mine, by the way. This is a great place. Every time I come down to get Vulture Talons, I just pick up level 25 archaic essence, right? And I think we have all learned by now, you take out your pick on these areas here, and you can even get more. I'm just talking and picking up stuff as we're going. All right, so that's enough of that. All right, archaic essence and talons, and you know how to get out of here. So, yep, that's it for that. Let's see here, what do we got next on the agenda? We're back at Kindlewaste. We are looking off to the north as if we were going to our iron mine, and we are going to get sulfur. Now, sulfur is all over the place. There's actually a mine right there that I'm gliding towards, but it only has a little bit of sulfur in it. You can see sulfur here. You can see it on the side of that mountain. It is literally all over the place. But what I do is just jump down here, and grab sulfur really quick for my laboratory or other things that I'm working on that I need for recipes. I can grab sulfur. And there's veins that go somewhat deep. It's not as good as the sulfur mine in the previous release that was next to the iron mine, but yeah, here's the best place I go to for sulfur. So I'm sitting right here, took away my marker, and let me bring it back. So this is the color we're using for Kindlewaste. Next, we're going to talk about Lapislazuli. It's right behind me. This is one of my places. I'm going to show you two. Next is Lapis or Lapislazuli. And we're at Kindlewaste, right? And I'm facing northeast. And let me get over here and look down and show the landscape. So there's a rock bridge right there, and the lapis we're looking for is right underneath there. Now, Lapislazuli or lapis is what I refer to it as. It's all over the place, of course, right? Some thicker, some thinner, but this one right here is pretty thick, and you just have to deal with some scorpions. So you can see them down there. And what I do is land on this rock right here, and then get their attention with your ranged weapon. Again, I'm magic, so pretty strong. Probably killed all of them in one shot. But anyways, all of this lapis. So in the previous release, it was here, and in this release, it's here. It's not as thick as it was previously, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments down below, but you can hit some veins that go pretty deep. I mean, almost to the other side. So this is the best place for lapis. You just have to deal with the scorpion. So I didn't kill all of them, right? And then if you need sand, never a problem here, right? So, and if you need poison sac and scales, you're farming those here as well. That's lapis. All right, we are back at the Kindlewaste Ancient Spire, and if we look off to the west, northwest, right down in this area here, we're going to get Shroud Sand. Now, don't laugh. Shroud Sand's all over the place. It's a lot easier to find at night in the shroud. But I look for large plumes of Shroud Sand, so I need to get it really fast. So we're going to go to this one first, and then we're going to go to that glowy thing that's sticking up out of the ground there. That one has a ton of mobs around it, though. Yeah. This one's safer, easier, and goes really deep. In fact, it goes so deep, you got to be careful because you can't pour it out of the shroud. So, a lot of Shroud Sand here peacefully, not getting attacked by mobs. So, and it goes really deep. I am not going to go all the way down. Essentially, if you go that deep, you just quit out. Is the safest thing to do, but yeah, you can get a lot of Shroud Sand there, and you need it quite a bit, and it gets frustrating when you don't have any. The next area is over here, and that's about 180 something away. What did I fall into? This way you can kind of see it from here. I have Ghost Glider, so it's a mind. Look at all of this. And if you get really good, you can land right at the top here. Don't have to deal with the mobs, but you just get a little bit before you hit this mycelium. If that's what you're looking for, yeah. Otherwise, jump over to that one and get that one. Otherwise, yeah, you're going all the way down here. Let's not take any more fall damage. And let's go to weapons. I cleared everything. There are a lot of mobs here. They haven't respawned yet because I needed Shroud Sand. But look at all this right here. So, again, a lot of mobs. You're going to get shroud particles. Lots of fun stuff you're going to do with clearing all of those. And there are a lot of them around. And yeah, they haven't respawned. This responded though. And again, we are right here on the map. Here is Kindlewaste. So we're northwest, right above the bones. Here's our iron mine we did earlier. And right underneath that, you're going to find Shroud Sand. Right? All right, so that's going to do it for this episode. Those are the key things that I get in Kindlewaste. And there's so much more, but covering the major things, especially when you need to strengthen your flame right before you go to the Haunted Sun Temple to get the head, which is the final part for strengthening the flame, which is right over there. That's the Haunted Sun Temple right over there. But we covered the key things that are here that are necessary, starting of course with iron to get you into the Iron Age. So until that next episode, we're going to jump into Albaneve. I'll see you there. Happy gaming.